I'm Sharon Hartwick. I am coming to you today to teach you how to make my super duper duper easy pumpkin spice waffles. These are so easy that even my youngest of the ones who can reach the stove, my 8-year-olds, can make these themselves. I wouldn't trust my 3-year-old to do it, but they love them. I have one who literally eats these every day. Not in a waffle format, but she does them as a pancake, frying them in a pan. So you can either do these as a waffle, or you can fry them in a pan as a pancake. I'm going to do these as a waffle today because it's easier to demonstrate that way. I use my Ninja bullet mixer, my Nutri Ninja bullet mixer. It makes the process super easy. These are completely grain-free. There's no flour, no gluten, no nothing like that. They're literally a matter of just a few really super easy ingredients. Now, the first thing that I do is, to do this, I use, instead of like measuring spoons and things for most of it, I use my kitchen scale. You're going to want to make sure that it's set to grams, which mine is. You'll set your little bullet on here. You'll zero it out. So whether yours says 0 or tare, whatever the case is, you're going to want to zero it out so that as you add ingredients to it, that you know how much you're adding. So you're going to take 2 large eggs, really easy. You're going to crack those in there first. We go through a lot of eggs in our house. They're really good for you. They're super inexpensive, and my children eat like crazy. So it's a good thing for them to have. And again, these are things that they can fix for themselves each morning. So I got my eggs in, and I zero it out again. I just want to make sure that it says 0. So the next thing that I'm going to add to this is pureed pumpkin. So if you can buy it in a can in the store, just make sure that it's not the pumpkin pie mix and that it's 100% pure pureed pumpkin. Or if they're in season, you can buy the pie pumpkins, bake them, make your own pumpkin puree. I love to do that as well when they're in season. Otherwise, I just do canned pumpkin. You're going to want to put 30 grams of the canned pumpkin in there, or as close to. I mean, unless you are seriously watching macros, it doesn't matter if it's just, a hair over. You just want it to be around about 30 grams. So that was about right. And then the next thing you're going to want to add is just a full fat cream cheese. I tend to just buy it in the blocks. Like I said, my kids go through this stuff like crazy because they eat these almost every day. And again, you're going to want about 30 grams of that as well. So I just go on this little block. I will chop off a little piece of it, and I will smush it down in there until it reaches 60. Because I forgot to zero it out, which I tend to do. So when you can do your math, I want it to be 60. So just a little bits until I get around about there. Again, it doesn't matter if it's a hair over unless you're really watching your macros, in which case then you want it to be exact. But for the kids, it doesn't matter. So I got that in there. Okay, so wipe my fingers off from that real quick. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a little bit of vanilla extract. I do about 1/8 of a teaspoon. But first you want to do your dry ingredients. So that's pumpkin pie spice. And again, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. You can kind of sprinkle some in if that works for you. I don't usually measure. I usually just eyeball. But yeah, so about 1/8 of a teaspoon of the pumpkin pie spice. We're going to have about 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then, again, organic stevia. It comes with a little scoop for the perfect measure for one serving. It actually happens to be 132 of a teaspoon. also known as a smidgen. So just a little the tiniest amount of stevia for a little bit of that extra sweetness to it, because the kids like it. So that is literally everything that I put into this pumpkin spice waffle. Then I'm going to take it, I'm going to make sure that I get this on here nice and good. I'm going to flip it here. This is going to get loud for a minute. I turn it on for about 15 seconds. And then I will cut it off. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to shake it up, and then I am going to run it again for another 10 to 15 seconds. All right, then I'm done with that. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to just let it sit for a minute. So while this heats up, I'll give you a couple of options. I usually only oil this like every few waffles that I make. Really only when it needs it is when I'm gonna oil this. There's a couple different options that you have. You can use plain old salted butter, which I use. I tend to leave it in the wrapper because my kids are gross and they like to smush the lid down into it. You can use ghee, which is clarified butter. You can use organic coconut oil, or whatever coconut oil you've got, or avocado oil. Coconut oil obviously is going to give it a little bit of a coconutty flavor. I personally prefer using the ghee or the avocado oil. It has a really high smoke point and it adds absolutely no flavor. So either the avocado oil or the ghee. Today I'm going to be using the ghee, which is just, it's clarified butter. It's free of lactose, casein, gluten, sodium, all of those things. And it's really good for you. So the reason that I'm going to be using this is because it is liquidy in here and it's really easy to put on here. And it's not going to burn because it's already clarified. So I use just a simple basting brush to just dip in here. And then I will literally just take it and go all over, both up and down on my waffle maker. That's, I mean, really as easy as that is. So that is usually what I do there. And then once it is heated and it is ready to go, then I'm going to open this up and I'm just going to pour it in. Usually when I'm making waffles, it doesn't quite take all of the mix. Otherwise, if you're doing this in a pan and you're making pancakes, then you just kind of pour half of it and make one pancake, and then when that's finished, you can pour in the remainder and make the second pancake. But for the waffles, it doesn't quite take all of the mix for the size of waffle maker that I have. If I had one that was a little bit bigger, like the big 4 waffle one, then this would probably be enough to fill it all up. It smells so good. So if you are definitely a pumpkin spice fan, you will definitely love these waffles. Okay, so we are ready. We are heated now. So we're going to open this up. You can see all the steam coming off from all that yummy ghee. And then we're just going to pour this in. Actually, I might just be able to get all of this in here. Ooh, yeah, baby. I'm going to kind of tilt it just a little bit. Bring it around and then close it up. Alright, so I was actually able to get it all in this time. We'll see if it's going to spill out and make a mess. So, you'll let this go. Usually you'll be able to kind of, I can smell when it's ready. Because I've been cooking since I was 8 years old. The very first thing I ever learned how to make was a pancake. I remember getting a pancake making kit for Christmas. And I started learning how to cook. I was about 8 years old. So, I've spent the majority of my life in the kitchen cooking with my mom, with my grandma. So I can pretty much smell when these are ready at this point. So once it's ready, then we'll just open it. We'll take it out. You can top it with chopped walnuts. That's where it comes in. If you put walnuts, you can put walnuts in it. You can put walnuts on it. Personally, I like to put it on the pan, put a little dollop of butter, toss on some walnuts, and then some sugar-free syrup. Lakanto makes a really good one that's derived with, it's sweetened with monk fruit. Walden Farms has a 0 sugar, 0 calorie sugar-free sweetener or sugar-free syrup, which is a great option. And it's just a matter of making those good, better, and best choices. So, you know, a stevia, organic stevia sweetened syrup, sugar-free syrup is going to be better than one that is sweetened with another chemical alternative. I feel like I'm getting facial while I'm waiting here. It smells so good. It smells so fantastic. I wish you guys could smell this. So we'll cut back in when this is all finished. I've got it plated and I will show you what the final product looks like. All right. And there you have it. This is my pumpkin spice waffle. I've got it topped with a little bit of chopped walnuts and just some sugar-free syrup. And that is really as simple as it is. Like I said, my children love these. They're simple enough that they can make them themselves. And I feel good feeding it to them. So if you give this recipe a try, I would love to hear how it turned out for you, your thoughts on it, whether your kids like them, whether you like them, and if you want to see more of these healthy recipes in the future. So thank you all so much for joining me here today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.